We are
And
live. We are live, live. We've got some colours today, man. Well, I guess the colours are
well,
always there, but I've noticed them more today.
colors are always it. You know what? Just as you said live, that's when I just like flashed, put it on.
Oh, is
I
it?
was just like, yeah,
That's
exactly.
why.
I was just like, what? Where's my colors gone? Um, so listen, folks,
Oh,
we've got
man.
what have we got, Divaldo?
Oh, we've got a good show. We got a good show today. Really good
I've got
show. We're going to talk about some scary stuff at
mm,
3,000 feet and some scary stuff at 3 feet.
at three
So,
feet exactly,
mhm,
and yeah, so we're going to get into those movie reviews for you folks. That's Flight Risk and that's Presence. So
mhm.
stick around for that. So stick around for the next kind of like 40 minutes, 45 minutes. We're going to get through all of those and the usual stuff. Movie news, we've got streaming, a couple of trailers that we want to speak about, some interesting ones there.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we'll get into the main movies. All right, okay, Deval, let's do shout outs, please.
Yeah, I've got a little few shout outs this week. Ciel Noir. We talk about Ciel Noir a lot on the show. People think,
Shout
why
her
are you
out all the
always
time.
shouting out? Exactly. But you know what? She's a cool person.
Yeah.
She's been on the show before. And also, she just directed her
Oh,
first short film.
this is amazing.
She just directed her first short film. So, like, she loves their movies. She's been on before and she's
Yeah.
spoken about movies quite a lot. And
And she's
she's a
acted in
movie
stuff as well,
person.
right?
She's acting and stuff. Yeah, so
Yeah.
she's been in a bunch of stuff. She's like everything, music, presenting,
Mm.
the whole lot. So yeah, so go check her out on her Instagram page. Her movie is actually about. And okay, let me answer the question. What's the biggest thing right now in the world, as in like technology wise?
Like dating apps?
Okay,
No,
okay, 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 then okay,
AI?
no. The my gosh, teacher. You said the two things that are literally the biggest things right now in the world.
Yeah,
So
because at the moment, I think AI. I mean, we've spoken about this before, haven't we? AI is just crazy levels of realism in AI at the moment.
exactly,
Like, I don't know if
exactly.
I'm actually talking to the real Deval or it's actually AI Deval.
AI, exactly, exactly, exactly. I'm
He's
joking.
having he's having a
But
moment.
but no, Ciara, no, she directed a short film called Perfect Partners. Go check it out on her page.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of, like you just said, AI and sort of robotics and
Mm.
tech, mixed that with relationships and love and people. So it's
Yeah.
about people that they're in relationships with people, but are they people? I don't
Yeah.
want to spoil it, but you go check it out on her page. Really, really good film.
Sounds great.
Second shout out goes to Awesome Bodies PT.
PT.
Go shout her out on Instagram. She's a
Mm.
personal trainer in London. If you want an awesome body, go no further. She's an
Exactly.
awesome person. She will have your body exactly how you want it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And that's a good recommendation from us. So yeah, definitely go check them out.
there you go. And
Um,
the last one goes to our actor. I am Mo Kamel.
wow.
Go check him out on Instagram, or go check him out on Indiana Jones, or go check
Yes.
him out on what else was he in again?
The Crown.
The Crown, exactly. Go check him out on The Crown on Netflix. So Disney Plus, Netflix. Go check him out.
Or go check out the podcast episode where he was on here and we
Hmm.
interviewed him. So
Hmm.
yeah, so that'd be a good thing as well. Yeah. So how is Mo, man?
He's good. He's good. He's good. I'm sure he's got some more stuff, whether it's
Stuff in the
TV or
works.
film, that he's
Yeah.
working on, that he'll tell us about when he comes on next. But it's very, very hush hush until
Yeah.
it comes out. So yeah, there you go.
Absolutely brilliant. All right, okay. So remember, folks, get in touch with us on YouTube. Send us a message, and yeah, and you'll be a shout out on the show, and maybe even come on the show as well if you want.
Yep.
All right, let's do movie news now. Devaldo, let's speak about this Oscar nominations.
Mhm.
Now, listen, look, we'll get into obviously the nominations, but apparently, Cynthia Erivo has spoken out about the Oscar nominations, and what she said is the director of Wicked.
Yeah.
I think his name is it Brian Chu? No, I've got that wrong.
I don't know who it is, to be honest.
He should basically. She's turned around and said he should have been nominated
Is
because
it?
and he didn't get a nomination. So and I'm just thinking, where do we like the Academy on musicals and comedies and things? They don't really. I don't know whether those types of movies usually get kind of
Well,
the
she's been
best
nominated.
director.
She's been nominated for
Yeah,
Best Actress. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, she's definitely been
Uh,
nominated. But I'm talking
so,
about like for best film and best
mm,
director.
mm. I think La La Land. I don't know. Is that musical?
Yes, that was a musical,
That
and that
that won, I think, a while ago. Did it win or did it? It got nominated. I know there was that fiasco where they said the
yeah,
wrong thing, but
it went to Moonlight in the end.
okay, there you go. Okay. But yeah, I'll blitz through some of the nominations. So,
Yeah.
best picture or best film, you got
Mm.
Honora, you got A Complete Unknown, you got Conclave, you got Dune Part Two, you got Wicked in there as well. The
Yeah.
Substance, Demi Moore,
Yeah.
Best Actor, Timothy Chalamet, A Complete Unknown, Coleman Domingo, Sing Sing, haven't seen that yet.
Haven't seen that.
Sebastian Stan, Winter Soldier, The Apprentice,
Yes.
good film, good film. Cynthia Erivo, Wicked. We've got Mickey Madison for Honora. Emmanuel said Honora was a really good film. I still ain't
Yep.
seen it yet.
Still ain't seen it yet.
Demi Moore, The Substance, again, had this second nomination now. So,
Mm.
she's been waiting for 40 years or whatever. And now she's
Yes.
getting
Yeah,
two,
she's got it.
two in a row. And then, yeah, so Best Supporting Actress, you got Felicity Jones, The Brutalist. You got Isabella Rossellini for
Mm.
Conclave, Zoe Saldana, Emily Perez, supporting actor. Why are you laughing at me?
I love it. I love it.
Why are you
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
why-
Ignore me. Ignore me.
You got A Real Pain, Kieran Culkin, Edward
Oh,
Norton, A
yes, I
Complete
saw that, by the
Unknown,
way.
Guy Pearce, The Brutalist, Jeremy Strong, The Apprentice. Best Director, you
Mm.
got Sean Baker, Honora. You got James Mangold, A Complete Unknown. So yeah, so those are just a sort of whiz through of some of the nominations you've got to look forward to for this year's Oscars.
John M. Chu. He was the director of Wicked.
Mm.
So, Deval, do you reckon this is a good shout? Do you reckon Demi Moore? Do you reckon she'll get it?
I don't know if she'll get it, but I think it's a good shout. It's a good film,
Mm.
yeah. But also, yes, you have to also remember that it's almost like she's half of the character in that film.
Yeah, that's true.
So the same way she gets a nomination, the younger, I can't remember her
I
name now, the
can't remember
younger
her name
version of
now.
her also done well in that film. She doesn't get mentioned, so I guess that her nomination should reflect on her role as well. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, true. It's going to be interesting night. So Oscars are coming up. When again? Is it March?
I believe it's that. Yeah, it should be somewhere in March. I think it might be the end of March or something like that. I don't
Yeah.
know.
All right.
Early
So
March, maybe. I
listen,
don't know.
yeah, big award season, folks, and obviously we'll be there. We'll be announcing all that stuff and on one of the podcasts, and we'll let you know about it. All right, let's move on. Now we've mentioned kind of MCU news before. We've mentioned Black Panther news before, but we haven't spoken about who could be a potential replacement for, Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
Who unfortunately passed away. So, Devaldo, what do we reckon about this guy?
Yeah, Aldous Hodge. I think we might have mentioned
Mm,
his name a while ago. Aldous Hodge. I think he seems to be the front runner for the next actor to play Black Panther.
yeah.
He's got the stature. He's got the look. Can he do the accent? I don't know. I'm pretty sure he
Mm,
can.
yep.
And I think he should be okay. He should be good. Yeah, he should
Mm,
be good. We also understand that Damson Idris, I think he passed down the role, from what I understand. He would have been a good. He
mm.
would have been a good. You know, a good.
He would have been decent as well, man.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. But I don't know why he passed it down. Don't know yet. Maybe he feels it's not for him. Maybe he doesn't want to come in after Chadwick Boseman because maybe he feels this something that he just doesn't want to do. I don't know.
Mm,
But from what I understand, about two or three people passed it down, and
yeah,
from what I understand, Aldous Hodge, who actually played Hawk, isn't it, in Black Adam? So he's
he
done
did.
superheroes before. Yeah. So he's got the stature.
Yeah,
He's got the look. He's got
Invisible
the
Man as
body.
well.
Yeah,
This
he
guy's
was an Invisible
this
Man.
guy is
Yeah.
mad. This guy's a
Yeah.
serious like size on
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
guy,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Exactly.
It'll be
So yeah.
interesting kind of casting there. I mean, apart from
Mm.
him,
He might
who
actually. Do you know what I was thinking? Sorry to interrupt. He might not
go on.
even be. No, he'll have to be. I guess what.
What's the age? Like, what are they similar ages? Were they similar? Are they
Not
similar
even that. I'm
ages?
thinking because he might be like a descendant of the family, and they might pick him up in America.
Oh,
So he might not need to
yes,
be from Wakanda because they might have traced him. He might just be from somewhere in America, and then they give
yes.
him the powers of Black Panther, and then he becomes it because he's not
It
going to
doesn't.
be
He doesn't
just
literally
T'Challa,
have to
isn't it?
be the. Yeah, he doesn't have to be the son
Yeah,
of T'Challa.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting point. Yeah, it could be a cousin thing. But I wonder how they do that.
Mm.
If it's not him, I mean, can you think of anyone else who's kind of got that presence as well?
Someone else that's got that presence. You know what? No one jumps to mind. I know people are saying Denzel Washington's son. Nah, I don't think so.
Interestingly, though, Chadwick Boseman,
Mm,
he was born in 76, Aldous Hodge 86. So there's a 10-year difference
10-year
between
difference, is it?
10-year
Okay.
difference between those
He's got
guys.
more space to grow into it. Then he's more.
Yeah.
He's younger, I guess.
I
So
thought I thought I thought Hodge would have been like older.
he's young. Yeah.
He's young.
Mm, yeah.
Mm, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Let's see what happens with that
Interesting
one.
news. Let's see what happens with
Mm,
that. Exactly. We'll see what happens with that one. Now, listen, I want to mention this because this was really funny. On last week's episode, we started speaking about a
mhm.
Michael Jackson biopic, and Devalda, I shit you not, this is no joke. On my news feed,
Yeah.
this came up, right? So check this out, right? This is no joke. They are making a Michael Jackson biopic.
Are you serious?
It's being worked now. It's hit a bit of a snag,
Hmm.
and this is the news. So, the filmmakers behind the upcoming Michael Jackson biopic have hit a snag because Michael Jackson's estate, their family, they're not happy with the final third of the draft of the story, and it was going to be directed by Antoine Fuqua.
Training day, yeah.
Training Day, and it was going to be starring Michael Jackson's nephew called Jafar Jackson. It was, yeah. So I mean, this is honestly, I'm not making this up. So this is all out there, right? And now the issue comes to the original script, and they wanted, and this was my question to you. We said, what about the controversy around the whole thing? And the issue is, the estate wants the story to convince us that Michael Jackson is innocent.
Innocent
of any kind of wrongdoing or anything that might be out there.
They want that to be portrayed, otherwise
They
it's a
want it to
no-go.
be. They want it to be portrayed as, look, yes, there was some controversy, but he's innocent, type of thing.
Okay.
And this is where the snag is between the filmmakers, the production company, and the estate, and which is what I always thought was always going to happen. There's always going to be that issue, right?
I can see where they're going with that. They don't want a bad. They don't want a bad rap. Somebody that can't defend themselves because they've passed away. So I can see where they're coming from. But then the film wants to put drama on it, don't they? They want the drama and stuff. So let's see how they can somehow come to a amicable sort of conclusion to this, if possible.
Yeah.
There's money to be made. They both want the money, don't they? They both want the money.
Both want the money. They want, and obviously whoever directs the piece wants to have the validity of, right, okay, they made a biopic. They didn't cut corners. They didn't skirt around the thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to watch it. Like, you name it. If there's any, like, who wouldn't watch a Michael Jackson biopic, man? Obviously, apart from, the people who are affected by, the accusations and stuff like that. Maybe even they might watch it. Who knows? But I mean, it's a lot of people invested in this. So interesting. I just thought I'd mention it. It just came up. And finally, I want to quickly mention this. Devaldo, Star Wars franchise. We know it's kind of a bit hit and miss at the moment. They announced some movies. Daisy Ridley was going to be back again. We were going to find out about what happens to her character Rey. But check this out. A spanner in the works. What do you think about this? Ryan Gosling to star in Star Wars. What do you make of that?
I mean, Jude Law was there, wasn't he? I mean,
yeah, but Jude Law, with all due respect to Jude Law, he's kind of he's kind of like, he's not, I wouldn't say he's Ryan Gosling level.
Okay.
TV show, but we're talking about Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I mean, he was in Blade Runner, so I guess that kind of sci-fi. I guess some people say they cross over, but I don't know. I mean, I can and I can't see it. I can and it depends what kind of role it is.
Yeah. So apparently,
it's going to be a Jedi.
Yeah. So I mean, basically, it's going to be like a Jedi, but where in the timeline that fits. But interestingly, directed by Sean Sean Levi, who he just directed Deadpool and Wolverine, so
Okay.
they're working on that. And I mean, a lot of people are
Okay.
saying someone who has the stature of Ryan Gosling,
Yeah.
what can I don't know? He just
And the
Barbie,
funny thing
like
is, it's like
Ken, like
it does get cast in news a lot because he was actually meant to be the person that the Wolfman last week that we saw.
yes,
He was meant to
he
be the
was
Wolfman. You
supposed
know
to be
that.
the Wolfman. Yes,
So I
so
mean, this happens a lot to him. Let's see if he actually
and
turns up on set.
exactly. I mean, put it this way: he'd get a massive payday. It's one
Yeah.
of the biggest franchises out there,
Mm.
and it would have to be something so good, that he wants to like make, or I don't know. I just feel like as if it's got to be great if you're going to bring in someone like Ryan Gosling.
Mm. Yeah. Well, I think I don't know. Star Wars. Star Wars doesn't excite me anymore. So
I
I don't know.
know,
I don't
and
know
to
what
the
it is,
point
man.
where
So
Devaldo Skeleton Crew, I haven't even seen it.
yeah, have you started it?
It's no,
Oh, I started it and I ain't finished it. So
and
that's probably worse. I
oh
think I'm two
god,
episodes in. I think. I mean, so far now it's actually not bad. So
okay,
far in 2 episodes that I've seen, it's not bad. It's
yeah,
like Goonies in space.
all right,
So
okay,
it's all right.
yeah, all right. Well, listen, look, it's there. We'll see what happens, and we know with Star Wars they chop and change stuff. All right, let's do new on streaming now. This is out on Amazon.
Mm,
I've seen the trailer for this, but I haven't seen this. But this is called The Killer's Game, and this is Dave Bautista. And look,
yeah.
I think Dave Bautista, he's great. He was massive in wrestling. He has had a career outside of wrestling now.
Yeah.
He's done some good, interesting movies. Obviously, Guardians of the Galaxy. He kind of be known for Drax, but he did Spring Onion. Sorry, not Spring Onion. What did he do? The kind of the Onion movie,
What onion movie?
the one where it's got the murder mystery movie.
Oh, Glass Onion.
Glass Onion.
Is that what
And
it's
he
called?
did,
It is
yeah,
Glass
Glass
Onion,
Onion.
isn't
I
it?
think Glass
Yeah.
Onion. He did remember the Knock at the Cabin, which I thought,
Yeah.
aside from Guardians of the Galaxy, I thought that's a really good performance from.
Mm.
Really impressed with his performance, and he's done the action movies and stuff like that. When you see him in this, I see him in the trailer. Is his head getting bigger, Deval?
I
It's
don't know. I mean,
massive. His head
is
is
it?
massive. Either is I don't know. His body's getting bigger, or his head's getting smaller.
Oh
This
my
guy, man,
god!
is just like what? It's just
I can
incredible.
see. Yeah, I can see what you mean. I think it's because maybe he's getting slimmer, but his head isn't catching up yet. So that's why
It's like
it looks that way.
it just
And he's
looks
got
kind of
more
weird.
hair. He's got more hair in the trailer as
Yes,
well.
he's got more hair in the trailer. But in this one, what's the premise? I mean, not a serial killer. Sorry, he's an assassin,
Yeah,
and he's got a what? He's got
he's got a condition. I think he's dying or something. Yeah.
yeah,
So when the hitman is diagnosed with a terminal illness, he decides to take a hit on himself, take a hit out on himself.
yeah.
But when the very hitman he hired also tries to target his ex-girlfriend, he must then try to stop them killing his ex-girlfriend.
Mm.
Yeah, so I think is this the film where he finds out that he's dying, but then he's not dying? I don't know if this happens,
Oh, I
but I
don't
don't know.
know.
We'll see.
It
But
reminds me of
also,
Knox. Do you remember Knox Goes Away?
yes, yeah,
But
that's
I
a good
mean,
film.
in that one, he has like a
That's a good
real kind
film.
of
Yeah.
disease or something.
So this is the same people as John Wick that have
Mm.
done this. Also, what's her name in Guardians is in this. The one that's got and what's her name?
Oh, yeah,
Name's Pom
Mantis,
Mantis. Yeah, she's
Pom,
in this. Pom Clementov, whatever her name is.
yeah,
Yeah, she's
Pom
in this.
Clementif, yeah.
Yeah, so it seems like an
Very,
interesting one on Amazon, an interesting action film, sort of
mm,
comedy-ish kind of thing. But he's really impressed me, Batista, because
yeah.
in wrestling, if you remember, he wasn't the best talker. In wrestling, he had to have a manager who'd come and talk for him, while he just sort of stands there in the ring. He's
Looking mean,
stands
right?
there, yeah, and then
Yeah,
wrestles. But he's come a long way,
long way. You come
He's
along,
done
and you
really
know
well.
what?
He's done really
James
well.
Gunn, I think, and James Gunn, he kind of in those Guardians movies and Marvel
Mm,
movies, like he's used that side of him.
yeah.
It's like, okay, he might not have a lot of lines, but whatever lines that we do give him, they're perfect for him.
Yeah.
You know, that
Exactly.
type of thing. And like I said, for Knock at the Cabin, I thought he was great in that. So yeah, fair play to
He's
him.
good. He's a good actor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
good.
good.
All right, let's move on to trailers now. This one is a mad one, Divaldo. So this is A24, and you know, folks, A24, they bring the
Say no more,
ruckus,
mate.
man. Exactly, like they bring madness. So this one's called Opus. And it was it had vibes of kind of Get Out. It had vibes of
Blink
like,
twice.
Blink Twice, yeah,
Yeah.
which is out on Amazon Prime as well. Recently, I saw that just recently as well, and it's got it's kind of got this comedy vibe to it as well. But I couldn't quite picture like where it's going. Is it a comedy? Is it a drama? Is it a horror? It's kind of got all those things kind of meshed into it as well, hasn't it, Deval?
I don't know what to expect. This film's just going to be mad. But you're right.
Mm,
Everything you just said is what the film sort of looks like. But I don't know what's going to happen, man.
yeah,
But this film's got a good cast. It's got John Malkovich.
yeah.
It's got the lady from Bear, Ayo Edibiri.
She's brilliant.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So I've you know what? I'm so bad because with Bear, I haven't finished watching it, and I watched it where she's starting to come to life in Bear.
Oh man,
I
second
haven't
season,
really.
she's even
Oh,
more in it, and she won the Golden Globes and
see,
all that sort of stuff. She's really good.
I've got to watch it.
She
But
was gonna
yeah,
be remember she was gonna be in Thunderbolts.
Marvel. Yeah. She's gonna. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. I remember
Something
that now.
happened. I don't know what happened.
Scheduling
Um,
conflicts in it,
yeah,
probably.
or something happened.
Mm.
There's a crazy movie that John Malkovich was in. It's called Being John Malkovich. And it's this
Mm.
crazy movie. I remember watching this years ago where
Yeah.
a guy goes inside the brain of John Malkovich.
Yeah.
And it almost had, gave me vibes of that as well. So kind of like
Yeah.
meta, a bit of meta in there as well.
This film looks mad. And
Looks mad.
Juliette Lewis is in this. Amber Myth Thunder is in this as well.
Yes.
Yeah, you've got a good cast going on there. I just want to see what it's about. It just looks mad. Something to do with some sort of music mogul, not mogul,
Mogul
but
comes back.
yeah,
He's releasing an
someone.
album, and she
Yeah,
gets invited to interview him. But it's not just her. There's kind of like this whole cult following that he's got,
yeah,
and
yeah.
like death maybe is part of it, and really, really mad. So go check that one out. And Devaldo, the next one, the other one that you put on there, Drop. This one also, the premise of this one looks mad.
Crazy.
And I loved the
Crazy.
way the person who edited this trailer, they obviously deserve an award as well,
Did
because
it backwards, kind of, innit? They started at the end and then went from there.
exactly, and the way that they include the sound effects of a mobile phone, and
Yeah.
then just the kind of the writing in the on the trailer. But this one, from what I gather, is this lady, she's a mum, single mum. She's hired a babysitter. The babysitter's like, hey, go out on the date. You need to put yourself out there. Go out. And she's like, really? Should I? She goes out on a date. So she meets this guy, but then she starts getting these text messages on her mobile phone, which is, don't ignore these messages, or your son and the babysitter, they're going to die. And we learn through the trailer that she has to kill her date.
Exactly.
Which is mad, basically. And so it looks mad, it looks crazy. It's the makers of Happy Death Day. It's got the guys behind related, I think The Quiet Place are involved in it as well.
Yes, yeah. Producers or something like that.
Yeah, and it reminded me of the movie that we just reviewed recently, which was Carry On.
Yes, where someone gets a text message and they seem like they have to do something they don't want to do. Phone calls, they're bound by some sort of mystery person.
Yeah,
and we still don't know who it is. We don't know who it is. Is the date involved? They're in they're in a
I thought it was the date.
He kind of looks. I don't know. It might be him. We have to wait and see. But the restaurant they're in as well looks really swanky. Looks like like a 50th floor restaurant. You can see the whole city. So yeah, I don't know. Is it coming out? It's coming out in March. Yeah, it's coming out in March.
And I've seen Happy Death Day parts 1 and 2, and like they were like, they were fun, dumb fun films. Like so I mean, like this will probably be the same. So that'll be interesting. So go check that out, folks. So those two trailers, Opus and Drop.
Yep.
And we'll be reviewing them on the show at some point. Now let's do Anniversary Corner. So we've got a movie that we want to speak about. It's connected to one of the films, the main movies. And so a lot of people get the heebie-jeebies with this franchise, Devaldo, Paranormal Activity. And I've got to say one thing: do you know what? Especially the first one is really unnerving. You imagine you've found footage, so the found footage kind of trope. The present. Is it there? Is it not there? What's going on? It's the things that we don't see that usually are the things that scare the shit out of us. And Deval, come on, man. You and I, we've spoken about this for years on this show. Like, the presence that is out there in the world. We don't want to tempt it. Like, it's nighttime for me, Devaldo, man. It's like, seriously, it's like, but anyway, Paranormal Activity. This is part 2, 15 years ago. They bring some sort of ickiness, man, these movies. That's all I'm going to say.
Part 1. Remember part 1?
Part 1, forget about it. Seriously,
Part
I don't even want to
1.
mention it.
I think part 1, oh my gosh. I have to get this right. Maybe I've got to research it. I think part 1 is Guinness Book of Records highest grossing film for the budget that it was.
I believe it.
It was like 60 grand budget or something really small.
Smashed
and
it.
grossed mad millions. Even this one, part 2, was a $3 million budget. $3 million budget. Guess the worldwide gross.
10x.
Yes.
Don't tell me about it. Did it do 300? No, what? 20x. Oh my look! What, 5 million? How much did it do? 500?
It did 177 million.
Oh,
177 million off a 3 million budget. I don't know what X that is. That's like a 50. That's like a. Is that a 50x? I don't know.
Oh man, you see what I'm saying?
I might even get my calculator out because that's mad.
That's mad. And whilst you're doing that, I'll just say, imagine how many in the franchise are there. So there's a reason why they did Paranormal 3, and then they went back before the first Paranormal, and then they went one. All right, so look at that. So let's just say 60x. All right, so they 60x that. And there's a reason why these movies do so well is because they small budget.
Yep.
This premise is simple.
Yep.
They don't get major kind of actors in there.
Yep.
Although they did have the Wilson guy for the last one, didn't they?
Oh, is it? Oh, so that's by then. It's remember? And that's that's how crypto works. So it's going to crypto. But see, Paranormal Activity 1. Imagine if you was an investor in that, and they said, "Okay, invest in our film, please, and we'll give you a share, 10% share of the box office." You know what I mean? So you have to invest in things that are good, hidden gems that have a good product.
Yeah.
Because then down the line, it's going to do great. But if you wait until the 6th film and then bring in Owen Wilson when the film is being rinsed out, you're not going to get the same returns. But by then, everyone knows about it. This
is crypto tips, man, via Hollywood. Like, seriously. That's great. It's interesting. So so Paranormal 2, 15 years ago, and there's a whole host of those movies, and there's a few that I didn't see. But they're creepy, man.
Yeah. Very, very, very. And you don't see anything. That's the thing. There's the mystery is even worse.
It gets planted in your brain, and then whatever, and then you're screwed. All right, so listen, look, folks, that's Paranormal Activity. Go check that out. Really successful movies, and it leads in nicely to this movie that we're going to be speaking about, or Deval's going to be speaking about, because Deval, it's not out here in Australia.
Oh, isn't it?
No, it's coming out on the 6th of February.
Okay.
So this movie is called Presence, and it's a new release, obviously for Deval, not for me. But it's a supernatural thriller drama. Interestingly, and I do find this interesting because Steven Soderbergh is that film director who does Ocean's 11, 12, and 13, who does Out of Sight, who does the kind of the action movies, Haywire, and those types of movies. But he's bringing his skills to the horror genre. And as you know, we're fans of the horror genre. Horror genre is right there up there with, I've asked you this question before. Do you take your date out on a horror movie or an action movie? And the kind of what it does to your heart is kind of the same.
You're spot on. It's like a roller coaster, isn't it? You go on a roller coaster ride. Your heartbeat pumps. Your emotions are high. That's what you want. You don't want a flat heartbeat. You want the heartbeat to do something.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. So Steven Soderbergh at the helm, written by David Coep, and he's man.
Mm,
This guy has written
yeah,
Jurassic Park, Lost World, Indiana
yeah,
Jones, Mission
yeah,
Impossible, Jack
yeah,
Ryan. This guy's
yeah.
been behind a lot of shit. So Devaldo, I'll leave it in your capable hands.
Mm,
Please go for it.
yes. So just like you said, this is a Steven Soderbergh directed movie. You've already sort of set it up. Also directed Traffic and Erin Brockovich. I forgot about those. Uh,
Oscar-winning films.
there you go. And this film is very, very different. Very, very different. Very intimate. Presence is basically about a family. So you've got Lucy Liu and her husband, who is played by Chris Sullivan. And his actual name in the film is also Chris, by the way.
Nice and easy.
So you got Lucy Liu, Chris Sullivan. They've got two children. The children are like, they seem to be in the high teens, like maybe 18, 19 years old or something like that. So they seem like, mature teenagers. They move to a new house, this new house, big house. And you can see that they've had something's happened in the past. There's been maybe some issues or something, because when they come into it, they kind of, you can see that there's a bit of tension. There's a bit of, emotions and stuff going on. So yeah, things will start as they are. But one thing I will say about this film, yeah, I don't want to spoil it too much for everyone, but
Yeah.
yeah, this film is filmed 100%. Guess from where?
One location.
Yes,
Like,
100% in the house.
so that is it. It's just in the
100%
house.
you're in the house.
Jeez.
100%.
Claustrophobic.
And another thing that makes this film very unique. Very unique.
Mm.
Yeah. This film is filmed again 100% through, finish my sentence for me if you know me, through the perspective of,
Oh, don't tell me of the thing, of whatever it is. Is it something there? And we see. Oh shit! Of the presence.
this is filmed 100% through the perspective of you are in their movie. This isn't about the family just happened to move in. This is
Yes.
the Presence's movie.
And we haven't.
Never
When
seen it before.
I can't remember that.
Never. 100%. So hold on a second, I lie. The first time we saw that was with a Violet Nature. We saw that in the summertime. I don't know
Yes.
if you did, I
A
don't know if you
violent
saw it as well. I
nature.
reviewed them. I don't know if I can't
Is
remember if you saw it as well. Did you see it?
is it? I no, but I know which one you're talking. I know you've reviewed it.
The
Is that
axe of the killer who went
the killer
around
with the axe?
walking. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
filmed. I think that was no, that was see, that wasn't 100% actually. No, that was probably like
Okay.
80% through his perspective. There were a few times it cut away. Just a
Oh
few
my
times. Just a few
gosh.
times. This
And
one
we
is 100%.
yeah. That is mad. And we see
Mm.
kind of like a bit of this perspective of Michael Myers, sometimes when he's stalking and
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
not really.
This is
It's the victims.
100 from the get go. From when the movie starts,
Mm,
you're in the presence. You're in the house. There's no one there yet.
that's mad. That's mad.
It's
Steven
just
Soderbergh, he does this. You remember there's another movie that we spoke about on the show. He directed a film using iPhones.
that was
Uh,
Unsane.
Insane. Unsane. Was it?
Unsane with Claire Foy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Unsane. Unsane.
This
That's a
guy,
good film.
he
That was
brings
all
kind of
iPhone, isn't it? Yeah.
different perspectives and
Mm. No,
so
it's not all
okay,
about
go on.
us. It's not all about us.
No.
So this film, it's different, man, and it's patient. It's only an hour and a half, but because it starts straight to the point.
Mm,
Like I
mm.
say, the family moving, there's issues. You're going to watch it, aren't you? I don't want to spoil it too much.
No, but
This,
go. I do want to watch it because
okay, yeah.
but go
So
for it.
So the family comes in. Lucy Liu, I don't know what she does for a living. Actually, she does something that
Mm,
is very, very intense. And the dad, what does he do? I can't remember, I don't know what he does, but I think there's
yeah.
something going on with the mum and dad. I think that Lucy Liu is involved with something at work that I think could get her in trouble with the law, and
Oh,
I think that's caused friction between them or something like that.
yeah.
The son, he's a high flyer. He's a swimming like sports person. He wins a lots of awards. The mum
Yeah.
is really involved with the son. that's her favorite son. She even said it to his face. You're my favorite. Do you know what I mean?
Oh God.
She said, "You're my favorite." And he's like, "What about Chloe?" She's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah." But you're,
Oh my Lord. It's like,
and then Chloe, the daughter, she's gone through grief because her friend, something happened to her friend,
right,
and
okay.
she's not coping well, and so she's not really. I don't think she's doing anything at the moment. I think she's studying, but she's really down in the dumps quite a
Yeah,
lot in this film.
yeah.
So the dad is supporting her. He's
So
more
the presence
emotional.
lurches. Tell me the present. Is that where the presence lurches? Oh gosh.
Well, I don't want to say anymore, but uh, this film, like I say, everything is through the eyes of the presence.
Mm.
So the film does cut between different rooms and stuff like that, but it's the presence, and also it's the presence because everyone walks like that. The presence glides. You don't get the steps.
Okay,
It
gotcha.
glides. So they know how to how to maneuver in the eyes of the presence. They're really smart with how they
Mm.
navigate the scenes and stuff like that. It can't go through stuff and it can't go through doors, but it kind of just floats
Okay,
around the place.
interesting.
And
Yeah.
certain times it'd be there in the room all the time. It's there with the families in the room. It's there.
But can we
And
see?
then
Can we can see the presence as the
no,
viewer?
no, 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 no.
No, no,
Well,
no. All right.
you
Okay.
can't see it. You see it through the eyes of the presence, but you'll never see the presence.
Oh
But
shit.
sometimes, like the daughter or somebody will be like, and the presence is just there, and they'll look at it, thinking, "Oh, like I can feel something," but then there's nothing there. So they'll just sort of keep on
Oh,
walking or whatever.
that's the
And the presence
worst.
will like get out of the way or something, and But it's just it makes you think to yourself all this time, even now,
Yeah.
presence could be there, but you will never know.
No. And it's
You will
just
never know.
watching. Oh
This
man.
film was filmed in 3 weeks.
What? That's insane.
3 weeks.
He doesn't mess around. This guy, Soderbergh.
3 weeks. There's no close-ups in this film. Usually in a film you get close-ups, this, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. It's not about you. It's not about. We are almost like voyeurs. We're
Yeah.
almost like that's why we put Paranormal Activity there because it's about spirits and that. But Paranormal Activity, it's almost like the CCTV type.
Yeah. We're seeing
So
it
it's
through
almost like
the eyes of the
exactly
CCTV.
you're in a corner. You're not too close. You're
Yeah.
just sort of monitoring and viewing what's going on. You don't get involved. That's what this is like. That's what this is like. This
Mm.
film is very, very, again, very emotional. Lots of things happen. Uh, you know, it's worth watching.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is not a blockbuster. It's worth watching, though. I
It's
will
worth
say
watching.
that
No, and
because
great.
it's
And
very different.
Steven Soderbergh. I mean, I like him. He does make interesting movies.
Mm,
Now, in terms of kind of like the horror element, is it like recently we've seen things like The Conjuring and we've
mm,
seen The Nun. Is
mhm.
it that type of horror? Do we get the jump scares, or is it more of the psychological kind of?
Patient,
Where are we at?
psychological. Patient, psychological. There are a couple of jumpy bits, but this film is not about jump scares. It's not about
Mm,
just scaring people and shocking. No, this
yeah.
is very patient, very psychological, very emotional.
Mm,
It takes its time. So
great.
yeah, this is a film worth watching. This
Yeah,
is the film
100%.
worth like I said, 100% in one house. The
That's
film is
mad.
shot all in one house.
Yeah, I love that. It's great.
You
You know
hardly
what?
get that these days.
It's definitely on the watch list. All right, so that's a big thumbs up over there.
Yeah.
So yeah, when that comes out, I'll watch that. Now the other one, so this one is out over. Actually, I just haven't had a chance to watch this one,
Okay.
but Deval's going to speak about this one. And please just go ahead and speak about it, Devaldo.
Yeah.
So this one's interesting because it's been, I want to say, close to 10 years since Mel Gibson has directed a movie. I want to say it. Maybe, whilst Deval's speaking, I can double check this. But this movie is directed by Mel Gibson and it stars Mark Wahlberg. Interestingly, these two people, they've had a joining of something. And interestingly, I noticed this. I did some reading up on this. Mark Wahlberg has started to become more religious, Devaldo.
Is it? Oh, because
And
he did do that film, Father something, isn't it? Do you remember?
Father Stu and Mel Gibson
Yeah.
was in that one movie.
Was he?
Mel Gibson was in that. or
Oh, okay.
he was connected to it, I think, or something.
Oh, okay.
But apparently, so outside of Hollywood, these two
Ah,
have started to become more kind of more religious. And I know Mel Gibson is kind of part of a church that he's run, and I think Mel
is
Gibson,
it?
Mark Wahlberg has got his church. So kind of interesting how kind of this all kind of works and everything. Um, yeah. So this is Flight
Mm.
Risk. Take it away, Devaldo.
Yeah, so this one's not going to be a long review. This film's quite
Mm,
straight to the point.
yeah.
Flight Risk, Mel Gibson, Mark Wahlberg. Also stars a lady called Michelle Doherty. I didn't know she's
Mm,
English. She's American in this film. She's English.
okay.
She's been in uh, what's that period drama? Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
She was in
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
I saw her. I thought these English people are just tricking people,
Big time.
Topher Grace is in this. The original Venom.
Venom.
He's
Yep.
in this. So basically, the premise is, I think the trailer tells everything. The trailer tells you the whole film. I
Mm,
ain't gonna lie.
yes.
Watch
Yeah.
the trailer. You've seen the film. Mark
Mm,
Wahlberg is a dirty pilot, and Topher Grace is a. He's basically worked for some Moretti family. It's
okay.
like a gangster family, mafia. And Topher Grace was their accountant. And then the police have arrested him. And rather than him go to prison, he's going to flip on the Moretti family.
Mm,
So the CIA or whoever it is, Michelle Doherty, I think she's CIA, she
yeah.
basically flips him and says, okay, if you testify, you won't go to prison, but testify
Yeah.
against the Moretti family because so far they've never been able to get them.
Yeah.
So Topher Grace says, yep, he flips like a heartbeat and doesn't take much.
Yeah.
And he's a bit of a comical character, Topher Grace. You know what he's like in it,
Yeah.
the one from Venom. So yeah, so that's what that happens right at the start of the film. Then they get on the plane. So it's got Michelle Doherty, who's Madeline in the film. Winston Topher Grace on the plane. He's handcuffed at the back.
Mm,
She's in the front. Then Mark Wahlberg comes on the plane, and he's like a southerner, like Alabama kind of guy. He's chewing his
yeah.
chewing gum. He's a bit of a maverick. They start flying off now, and bit by bit, like you've seen in the trailer, I'm not going to go
Yeah.
over it again. They find out he's not who he says he is.
Well, Mark Wahlberg's not who he
Yeah,
says he is.
he's not the
Okay.
pilot they thought. Mark Wahlberg must have found out what's happening. He went and killed the pilot, sort of pretended to be the pilot, and now he
So
is a
he's the
pilot.
bad.
He
Is
can
he
He's
the
the
baddie?
baddie. Yeah,
Okay.
trust
Interesting.
me, watch the trailer. You won't need to watch the film, but
Okay.
so he's the baddie. Then they find that they realize, like, they see a scratch on him. He says certain things that
Doubt.
makes her doubt, but also Topher Grace at the back. He's handcuffed and he's on the floor because there's a bit of turbulence on the floor. The real pilot's ID falls out, and he sees the ID. He's like,
Mm.
"Shit, that's not him." And he's like, "How can he tell? How can he tell Madeline without letting Mark Wahlberg
The
find
Mark
out?"
Wahlberg find out. Yeah.
So eventually, they realize they have a scuffle. She gets knocked out, and then she comes back and she tases him, and then they handcuff Mark Wahlberg. And first she doesn't trust Topher Grace, but then she has to
Yeah.
survive. So then now she's flying the plane.
Oh shit.
She's flying the plane. She calls into head HQ. They get this guy called Hassan to help her fly the plane. Mark Wahlberg comes back now and again. There's more scuffles. More shit happens on the plane.
Yeah.
This is a really small plane, by the way. This is like one of those planes that only carry
What
four
those
people.
jet? Oh, okay. One of those
Like
private
really,
jets.
yeah. And they're
Okay.
flying over, like, it looks like the Andes. So there's no
Oh
like
shit.
civilization
Yeah.
for like
Yeah.
an hour and a half. There's no civilization, no landmarks. So they're kind of stuffed. Topher Grace gets injured. He can't really help too much. She now has to handle everything. Mark Wahlberg is there chained, but he's still, being Mark Wahlberg. And that's the film. I mean,
Is it
it's got some
okay?
tension. There's a few good bits, but we need, like I say, I've not seen a film where when you see the trailer, you
You've
see the
seen the
film.
film.
This is the film. That's it.
Oh shit!
That's it.
So I'm. It sounds like as if I'll wait until this on streaming on
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm
Shit,
not going to say how
man.
it ends totally. You can probably imagine how it ends, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to say too much. But yeah, there's a couple of twists here and there, but apart from that, that's it, man. The film is that.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
up to
exactly. I
Uncle, mate.
mean, but yeah, it's interesting though because I thought, I mean, where are we with Mark Wahlberg? He was this big, he was massive at one point.
Yeah, he's earned a lot of money. He doesn't have to do that many films, I guess.
No, because he did the Transformer stuff, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
done, he's been nominated, like, for Oscars and things like that
Is
as
it?
well. So yeah, I
Okay.
think it was Boogie Nights. I think he was,
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
yeah, he was nominated. So he's done some big movies as well.
Okay.
All right, okay, so folks, there you have it. That is Flight Risk. Maybe you might want to take a flight from that one. I won't need to invest my time then in watching that one in the cinema, Devaldo.
Nah, I don't think so. Nah.
But presents I will do. All right, listen, look.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. We hope you enjoyed the show. And we'll see you on the next one. So, Deval, break it down. What we got next week?
Next week, I think we got Companion. I think that's next week.
Which is that one I want to see.
That looks interesting. Yeah, so I think that could be the one that we review next week. I think.
Yeah.
And we're going to have Zach on soon. We spoke to him on Twitter.
Yep.
He's going to come and do Strange Darling. So maybe we do Strange Darling and Companion, but we'll get him on soon anyway. So yeah, but yeah,
definitely
lots to look forward to.
And there's stuff like on Netflix which is coming out. There's not Reach. Yeah, Reach is coming out pretty soon. And The Night Agent. I've got to watch The Night Agent.
Yes, that looks good as well. Yeah,
I've been watching The Agency. I've been watching Dexter. So there's kind of a couple of other things that are new as well. So yeah, we'll keep you informed, folks. Keep it locked with the Flixters, and we'll see you on the next one.